Sorry I'm late, boss.
Don't salute, and I'm not your boss anymore.
Sorry, ma'am. I still can't believe I passed my exam.
Sometimes I can't either. So why were you late today? Missed the bus? Cat up a tree?
Slept through my alarm.
Just don't make it a habit. I've got a doozy for your first case.
What do you mean? This is a college town. We deal with campus crime. Our job consists of checking security cameras for shoplifters and making sure doors are locked after hours.
Well, we've had a murder.
The victim is Steve Ramos. There are 3 suspects. Do we know where the suspects are? Should I send out a bolo?
No need. A couple black and whites radioed in that they found them and they're bringing them in for questioning. They should be here in about 2 minutes.
The hell? How did they find him so fast?
The body was discovered at 0100 this morning. I was given that report at 0500. The bolo went out at 0530. The officers radioed in that they found the first suspect at 0700, and you walked through that door at 0715, meaning...
The black and whites have had 20 minutes to bring the suspect into the station.
Got it in 1. Let's go.
Hello? I'm Detective Ashley.
Why am I here? I was in the middle of my morning yoga and suddenly the cops are dragging me in here. I didn't do anything.
Miss Norton, we've called you in to talk about your boyfriend, Stephen Ramos.
He prefers Steve.
Steve, then. Miss, I'm sorry, but Stephen...
Steve never gets in trouble. You have the wrong guy.
I can assure you we have the right guy. He was involved in
whatever he was involved in, I wasn't, so can I just go?
He's dead!
What do you mean dead? I just saw him last night.
That's why we brought you in. You were one of the last people to see him alive.
What happened? Was he in an accident?
No, he was involved in a physical altercation.
What do you mean?
All we know is that he was involved in a fight on his way home last night, which ended in his death.
Steve's never lost a fight. He's the quarterback.
Well, we just want to ask you a few questions. First, what was your relationship to Steve?
I'm his girlfriend. I have been for the last 3 years.
Okay. And what was your relationship like?
It was fine. I mean, sometimes it was hard to make time for each other with football and cheer, but we were working on it.
And how was he acting the last time you saw him?
He was fine. What does it matter if he got in some random fight unless... Do you think he was murdered?
Please just answer the question.
I don't think I should. If you're accusing me of murder, I think I should stop talking.
I don't...
One more question. What's Steve's favorite color? If that's too hard, what's his drink of choice?
Jaegerade. Always with strawberry watermelon Gatorade.
Thank you, Miss Norton. That'll be all for now. We'll have an officer escort you to a waiting room.
What? A waiting room? Why can't I go home?
We just need to ask you a few more questions. For now, wait here, and we'll let you know. Take it easy. Thank you for your cooperation.
Seriously?
Okay. Up next is Charlie. Witnesses say they were often seen with the victim at the library. Maybe Steve was helping him study?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want me to take the lead on questioning again?
Yeah.
Hello, Charlotte.
Actually, I prefer Charlie. But Charlotte's fine, too.
Charlie then. I'm Detective Ashley. You can call me Brad. Do you know why we called you in here today?
No, sir.
It's okay. We just wanted to ask you a few questions about Steve Ramos.
I don't think I'm the best person to ask. I didn't really talk to Steven.
That's strange. Witnesses say you were often seen talking together at the library. And records show you've had 3 classes together in this semester alone.
Well, we had classes, and he would talk to me while I was studying, but we weren't close.
I see. That's alright. That just means this will be a short interview. Now, you said you would talk with him at the library. What would you discuss?
I guess he talked about his life. Well, he talked about his grades and his girlfriend.
Okay. And you spoke to him the night of the 17th, correct?
Last night, yeah, he talked to me.
Go on.
He was upset. He didn't do well on his physics exam.
I could see your physics major. Was he asking for your help studying for the next assignment? Okay. And did he seem nervous or anxious when he talked to you?
One more question and we'll take a break. What's your favorite thing about Steve?
What?
What's your favorite thing about Steve? What would you say to describe him to a stranger? First thing that pops into your head.
He was good at sports, and he had nice hair.
Thank you for your time. An officer will be right in to escort you to where you can wait, and we'll let you know if we have any more questions for you.
Oh, hey dudes. Took you long enough. Been here for like 20 minutes.
I'm Detective Ashley. You can call me Brad.
Cool to meet you, Brad. You got a light?
There's no smoking in the building. After we've finished asking you a few questions, we'll have someone escort you out to the designated smoking area.
So, what's up?
When was the last time you saw your roommate?
Who? Oh, Steve, yeah. I saw that dude last night.
And what time?
It was around 9? Yeah, I was running my board around, and it just done this sweet nollie front side pop shove it with a hippie jump to impress these gorgeous girls. Then Steve, like the dumbass he is, yelled, "Do a flip!" The girls laughed, so just flipped him off and did a tray flip. Like, what kind of dude does that to a bro, right?
And where? Where did you see him?
Right. Yeah. No problem, dude. It was in that parking lot by the quad. I remember cause I saw that guy trying to walk his puppy over there to play, and like he kept trying to eat my board wheels. The dog, not the guy. Cute puppy though too. Hey, I bet you got a dog. No, I know you've got one. Is it a lab? It's a lab, right? I bet people got you pegged for more of like a pit bull type, but I'm getting real lab vibes here.
And which way did he go? Did he seem upset?
Man was headed over to the Union. Seemed normal. Standard Steve. Why? What's going on?
We regret to inform you that Steve was killed last night.
What do you mean killed? Like, what happened?
From what we've been able to piece together, Steve got into a fight and it ended poorly for him.
Man. Dude's dead. Huh. I just didn't think bro would kick it like that.
Now, with that in mind, is there anything that stands out to you about the last time you saw Steve?
Could I have a minute alone?
One more question. What kind of dog did you have Steve pegged as?
Pomeranian. No question.
So what are you thinking?
I don't know. Julian seems stoned. Charlie seems like she could be knocked over with a feather, and Bailey... I mean, she's the most defensive.
Explain your theory.
Innocent people don't often ask for a lawyer.
So you think Bailey killed her boyfriend?
It's the theory that makes the most sense. She and Steve were having relationship issues. She was one of the last people to see him alive. They get into a fight on the way home. She snaps and kills him.
That's one way to look at it.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you listen to what they say verbatim, then yes, Bailey is the most likely suspect. But interrogation is about more than what people say. Honestly, it's a very small part. So you're listening to what people say. You're not hearing. You have to observe them. Let's go talk to them again. This time I'll ask the questions.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to watch and hear what they're saying. So Charlie, tell me about Steve.
He's a football player. He's in a few of my classes, and he has a girlfriend.
No. We already know all of that. That's all in here. I want to know about him on a more personal level.
What do you mean, personal level?
I mean, what's he like? Is he loud? Is he quiet? Does he chew with his mouth open? Just little things that you'd notice about the guy. Okay. Let's try it this way. I'll say a statement. You tell me if you think the statement is true or false, okay? Okay. First, an easy one. Steve's the quarterback.
Yes.
Okay. Steve's girlfriend's name is Bailey.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Bailey and Steve have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Now, why the hesitation there?
I guess I just thought she could do better.
Why would you say that? Records show that Steve's an all-around guy. Top football player, top of his class. Ooh, something I say disagree with what you know about Steve?
Steve wasn't one to raise his hand in class, and if the teacher did call on him, he hardly ever knew the answer.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So Steve's not the smartest guy. How do you think he made the dean's list then? Here's what I think. Football's a big part of the school. Some people will do anything to make sure the team does well. Steve's a star player, so maybe he gets cut a bit more slack than some of the other students. Sound about right?
Yeah, sure, the guy was as dumb as a bag of rocks, but dude could throw a football, so some teachers would throw him a bone every once in a while.
Did that ever bother you that Steve never had to work hard for what he had?
Honestly, that was one of his more redeeming features.
What do you mean by that?
Oh well. I guess he's dead, so no use in protecting him anymore. I mean, dude was a grade A asshole. Like, he never cleaned up after himself. I mean, he always left the house a disaster after whatever rager he decided to throw the night before. Like, I could never study because that jagoff was always blasting music and shit. Like, I've got shit to do, bro. I can't always be culpable for him whenever he's trying to pull off whatever weird bullshit he's doing at God knows what hour. Trying to make up
I
for...
can see how that would be irritating.
Like, I've got exams to study for, man. Like, I've got to get ready for the bar to graduate and have a job once I get out.
So is that why you killed him?
Whoa, dude. Pump the brakes. Like, I may have wanted him dead on occasion, but that doesn't mean I killed the guy.
Elaborate.
Detective Ashley, I am a law student. I've studied the law inside out. I understand how our justice system works. Why in the hell would I risk 7 years of education to murder a guy for being a shit roommate?
If Steve was such a dick, why stay?
God, do you know how expensive college is nowadays? I can barely afford rent, let alone pay for classes. I mean, my parents cover my college, and if I don't keep them happy, I'll have to drop out or go into debt.
So your parents are the ones that wanted you to date Steve?
That's what I just said. God, are you deaf? My mom was cheer captain, so I have to be cheer captain. My dad was a football player, so I have to date a football player. God, they're so annoying.
So what was Steve like behind closed doors?
Stupid, alcoholic, misogynistic egomaniac. If he wasn't sleeping with my roommate, he was partying, and if he wasn't partying, he was drunk ranting at me about how he had to find some new nerd to cheat off of because his old one caught him and turned him in. And if that wasn't annoying enough, he was always throwing knives into the floor trying to get them to stick up. I mean, I owe a shit ton when I eventually move out. Who does that?
So Steve had a knife collection?
God, yes. So he's shoving them in people's faces when they did anything he didn't like. I know he did it enough to me and Jules.
Jules?
His roommate, Julian. We started hanging out a few months ago. Nice to have someone to talk to, you know?
So you and Jules were spending time together. When was the last time you saw each other?
I was watching him skate when Steve walked by. He can tell you. There's no way I killed Steve, so I can leave. What? Seriously? What the fuck?
So what did you see?
They're all glad Steve is out of their lives. School records paint a much nicer picture than reality.
All true. Do you still think Bailey killed him?
No. She didn't want to date him, but she wouldn't kill him. It would jeopardize her standing with her parents.
Do you think you know who did?
figured it out, didn't you?
We know you killed him. We just don't know why.
I was walking home from the library around midnight. I was studying for finals, but left when I saw him staring at me. Suddenly, he was behind me. He was drunk. He grabbed my shoulder and flung me around. He started waving a knife in my face. He was yelling about how I almost ruined his life, how I wouldn't get away with it. He lost his balance and threw the knife at me. He charged me. I just reacted. He ran into the knife. I didn't try to hurt him.
After it happened, I didn't know what to do, so I just left. I never wanted to hurt him. I just didn't want him to hurt me.
The right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you.